Hi guys, Daniel is here, and in this video I want to speak about meeting your high calorie demands. And what made me or inspired me to record this video is actually I was just reading on Facebook one comment. There is a guy who has very high calorie needs. Currently he's eating about 3,500 calories on a whole food plant-based diet, and he's ravenously hungry all the time. Seems like he's also losing weight, and he has a very demanding job with like 3 15-minute long breaks during his shift. So he is looking for advice, and well, let me state that when it comes to hunger, it might not be even that he is eating not enough food, but wrong types of food. So that's one thing, but also when he's mentioning that he's also losing some weight, well, this might be also something with protein. So yeah, I would go that way. However, the comments that he received are blowing my mind. Like, this person has very high calorie demands, he's losing weight, he wants to eat, he is ravenously hungry, and people suggesting him foods like cabbage, grated carrots with potatoes. Like, come on, this is maybe for some office lady who is sitting on her ass all day and, maybe walks from time to time, does less than 10,000 steps a day, but this is not something that would suffice a person who is like very active with very high calorie demands, like an endurance athlete. And I mean, of course, you could eat these types of foods, but no, they are very satiating, which means you would feel super stuffed. You would not be able to comfortably eat the amount of food that you need, and that is a big problem. I know it myself. And when we are speaking about whole food plant-based diet, like no oil, this is a typical problem, right? But so here are some suggestions from me how you can actually improve your diet. Okay, so I would have this person check his sources of proteins, like if he's getting enough protein, because also based on what he's saying that, well, he eats nuts, pulses, legumes, fruits, veggies. We don't know, or I don't know actually, like what is the ratio, but my suspicion is that he is very high carbohydrates, which is very typical on whole food plant-based diet, low on fat and low on protein, which would play really into the role of satiation and being satiated throughout the day, and being ravenously hungry is something really we want to avoid, right? So once we have this kind of thing sorted, the next thing I would suggest is actually a tip that I got from Nancy Clark, who I did an interview just 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago, pretty recently, and she addressed this exact question, like when we, like athletes and people who are health conscious, especially people who are health conscious, we focus on foods that are healthy, like whole foods and such. But there are foods or processed foods, right? They have a place in an athlete's diet or in a person's diet who has high energy demands. So, for example, they don't necessarily need to be even like high processed foods. For example, white rice. It's not as nutritious, but I mean, for an athlete who has high energy demands, it's easy to stomach, very fast to digest. It's full of carbohydrates. It's very good food for that matter. White bread, no problem. Potatoes are okay, but I mean, yes, there is a big difference if we speak about baked potatoes versus cooked potatoes versus French fries, right? I mean, a very easy way how to increase the calories is to substitute, for example, these cooked potatoes for French fries. Which, you have oil and so on, and that just boosts your calorie intake. However, what I wanted to also mention is what Nancy stated, is that when we have certain amount of calories, like high calories, we are getting a lot of nutrition from these whole foods that we eat predominantly, and everybody should focus on, or his diet, your diet should be focused on whole foods. But at a certain point, it's okay to have also these processed foods to fill in your calories. So you already meet your micronutrition, vitamins, minerals for the day. So that means eating salads, veggies, fruits throughout the day. And then on top of that, you can eat, let's say, whatever you want, right? So there is I would say, like a priority pyramid or priority list which you want to meet, and yes, like total calories will rule. And if you are getting enough calories even with less nutritious food, there is a high chance that you are getting also enough micronutrients, especially when you also include veggies, fruits. Of course, we are speaking in a sensible way. So then another tip is, the first tip was substituting these foods that are highly satiating for less satiating foods. The second, and processed meals. Second tip from me is actually to focus also on your satiating in the big picture and grand scheme of things. That means like protein, fat, and carbohydrates. So basically increasing maybe protein, even though it's satiating. He said that he did not actually feel that hungry when he had meat and dairy in his diet. So there's a tell sign for me to say that probably he's not getting enough fat and protein. Another thing is to focus on liquids. So if you make a smoothie, it's much easier to stomach, it's much easier to digest, it's much easier to get more calories inside of you in less amount of time without really stressing your digestive system that much when it comes to eating, right? Because if you have to chew, for example, an apple, you take an apple, you bite into it, you chew it, and then you basically eat an apple. In that way, it's very different. It's much more satiating than having an apple puree, right? So this would be another thing how to implement it. Hope this helps. Give me your tips on the topic. I will be very happy to hear how you implement or mix, let's say, whole foods and processed meals, processed meats, whatever, how you put it together. What are your tips on getting enough calories if you feel constantly satiated and so on. And yeah, if you have any questions, anything, then post them down below in the comments. I will be very happy to read them all. And for now, you have a great day, you have a great digestion, and if you like this video, share, like, subscribe. Daniel Weiss signing out. Bye.